What's going on, y'all, man? It's your boy. It's your boy, Rebounding. Now, I've been seeing everything within the 2K community. I'm smiling, I'm cheesing because everybody keeps saying that 7'4" builds are crazy. People keep saying 7'4" builds are dominant, crazy, going to all this, shooting over everybody like this, that, and the third, knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. Right? And it's a bunch of lockdowns that essentially wasted a whole lot of money on their builds. So in this video, we're going to be talking about how 7'4" are not broken, the new meta build to be able to make a lockdown defender. Oh yeah, I got the info for y'all already. When Joe Knows went up against 3 7'4" builds, a 7-footer and a lock live on stream, I was there for that. That was crazy. But it's the fact that these people are figuring out this information right away and remaking builds already. 7'4" builds aren't that bad. It's height. It's height. It's 6'6" pure lockdown defenders with legend badges, and they're not even getting to the shot because they're 7'4" with minimum wingspan, jumping, shooting behind their head, getting 11%, 20, 25, 30% covered greens. Some of these dudes have deep bomber on the build. Lord have mercy. And it's a lot of people once again figuring out that challenger, or when they're shooting, or when somebody's gonna jump and how to time the shot, is both ends of the spectrum. But 7'4", you gotta remember 7'4" are slow. If they have lowest wingspan, guess what? They can't rebound. It's gonna be harder for them to get in positioning for rebounds. That's also another thing within the game. Positioning, blocks, interior paint, it's all sweet. So you may be overpowered in one category, shooting. You can have shooting, but you can't do anything else, or you can barely play make, then you're a nobody. Basically, if you're on a 7'4" build, you're gonna literally need somebody to be with you. You can't win by yourself on a 7'4" build. Unless you're one of the top, unless you're over here, and then off the screen, unless you over here, you can go to the ones on your 7'4", play the rec, etc., 3v3 pro-am, etc., like that, and you can win all on your own on a 7'4". You are an anomaly. But other than that, this is the build. I'm giving y'all a build right now, but also I'm gonna have gameplay for y'all, and I'm gonna tell y'all right now that I haven't gone up against a single 7'4" build on NBA 2K26 from the time of early access to the time right now. None of them have been able to drop me off. None of them. None of them have been able to beat me crazy. None of them have been able to bust me down with no crazy moves. Anyways, bro, let's get into this video for y'all young boys right here and right now. As y'all can see, this is a lock and board wing. This build is 6'8" max wingspan, chat. I need y'all to understand what's going on within the gaming community. They say 6'6" is too short. They said it's no point of getting these badges on gold. You got a better chance of having these badges lesser, and then trying to tier them up later on when you get your max plus ones and max plus twos. Okay, interesting enough. Now, on top of that, when it comes down to it, chat arena, this build is not me saying, yeah, go out and make this lockdown build right now. That is going to be crazy. This is 6'8" locks, max weight, max wingspan with some rebounding. But look at the build itself. It can't finish at all. You have one job out here. That's to shoot a three if you open in that corner, pass the ball with some efficiency, be able to rotate, play the back end. Me, I did the 75 speed with ball part. That's me. That's this part right here, the 71 handle. That's me. Already, like I said, people already tearing down their badges because they know they can use max plus twos and get those badges later on, or cap break, or whatever the case may be. But 91 still is absolutely rendered useless thus far in the game. Hold on. I'll say it again. 91 still at the current juncture is rendered useless for right now. Yeah, you can get bump steals. That's the only thing people are getting. They're getting bump steals and lane steals. That's it. That's all. Interior defense at the minimum. And then block at a 78. And that's the threshold where you start getting snatch blocks, by the way. For those that don't know. A lot of these dudes are going with rebounding. Like I'd rather rebound on my player, etc. and so forth. And then a lot of people are also figuring out that they can cap break their layup and their dunk to get higher ratings. And I'm going to show y'all that in this video live for y'all in this video. Then on top of that as well, you know, going with the max speed, max agility, a little bit of strength, because strength is proven not to necessarily matter and movable enforcer matters. So if you're putting up your defense or you're using your cap breakers to get an 85 strength on your build, and movable enforcer on legend is seeming top tier with the 77 vert, but this is it for right now. I'm not gonna, you feel me? You see the comparisons, or if you can't, it's Rick Barry, Paul Pierce, and this man Dan. You feel me? Poor touch on driving layups, lacks explosiveness near the rim. I can't dunk, I can't make layups. I'm here to lock shit down. It's sad, but in order to beat something, you got to make the polar opposite of that something. And then on top of that, you need to be able to get your offense off if you're one of those guys that really main lockdown defender. You need to be able to play your game, get your offense off, get your skill off, but advancing as well. I want y'all to understand is what, like, a part of this is learning where your cap breakers are going to go. Now, Laker fan was a person that made a all inside build, a Ben Simmons ass build, and now he can shoot on it a little bit off these cap breakers. But having no finishing at all, and then going in and seeing like, hey, I can really upgrade my layup and get a decent layup, but also I can do the same thing with my dunk. And right now I got 4 cap breakers, so imagine where I could take the rating up to. Just saying. But that's what a lot of people like. That's where their mind is at. That's what their timing is on. Or upgrading and maxing out the perimeter defense, or the steal, or getting more block, or, you know, being able to rebound and have box out beats. I don't know what most people are trying to get at. I know where they're at right now mentally, and they're saying 7'4" going up against a 6'6" lockdown defender isn't enough. The 6'8" lock is barely even enough from what I'm hearing. Do I have to say it again? Do I got to say it in French? From what I'm hearing, it's seeming like it's barely enough at these heights. But that's what a lot of people got going on. And then another thing that people got going on is matchups. Y'all matchups are destroyed, and you're playing up against, and I'm going to just make the build while we talk about it so people understand where I'm coming from and how I'm coming from and where I'm articulating what I'm getting, right? 7'4" are not broken. You're playing up against somebody with no perimeter defense, or they're too short and too little. So for this, we're going to go to my 6'5". Obviously, don't pay no mind to the build. This is just a random ass build right now. But a lot of y'all is making 6'6" with 99 perimeter justifiably, right? When you're going up against a 7'4", bro, you're basically, it's Kevin Durant going up against fucking CP3. That's the best comparison I can do, and I can rise up over you the entire time. You may get a good contest, you may get a heavy contest, but I'm gonna still know my jump shot. But it's a lot of people that are over here making 7-footer builds, right? 7-footer builds, and a lot of people love doing this. 7-footer builds with lowest arms or something like that, and they're going in and they're making their builds and stuff like that. But for the most part, they're doing this right here when it comes down to their interior and their perimeter defense and stuff like that. This is all they're doing. And I don't blame nobody for doing this, by the way. I don't blame nobody for being like, oh, why would I have interior defense? Why wouldn't I have this? When this right here is lacking, and it's more than enough people doing this right here, which is not having any perimeter defense at all, going up against an individual who has an 89 three-pointer. So imagine you can't even get challenger on your build. No matter what you do, no matter how you do it, you can't even get challenger on your build. You can't even contest a shot. You're not tall enough, or you may be tall enough to contest a shot, but you're not going to get no good contest. Here's why I've been saying the 6'11" is a million times better than the 7-footer. This is the first time in my life where I can say to y'all that 6'11" is probably one of the greatest heights on this game currently, especially learning how to dribble, unlocking the Giannis cross, and being able to post score if you made your build any old kind of way or a certain way. However, though, we're going to just take it back to its bare bones. Imagine, instead of me going with the high interior and stuff like that, let me go down 1 inch. Let me go down 1 inch. Let me go down all the way on the lowest weight, right? Let me go lowest weight. And then also let me max out my wingspan, right? Max out my wingspan. I'm 6'11" with a max wingspan, right? And this is why, once again, I will wholeheartedly, with my whole chest, say 6'11" is the greatest height on 2K. Point blank, period. 6'11" is the greatest height at the current moment. Going up against these 7'4" builds, this is why I believe no regular 7'4" build has been able to get up with me, beat me, destroy me in no way, shape, form, or function. Yeah, you can shoot over me, but now I'm on a 6'11" build with max wingspan, and I can get a 77 perimeter defense. So now I'm unlocking all the bronze badges, or all the badges I can get. And people are saying, well, why don't you go just to a 71 just to get challenger on the build? As you guys can see, just get 71. I get it. I need as much perimeter as I can get, though. Even being able to put challenger on gold with your max +2s, even being able to get that, being able to do that, it sounds good until it's no longer good. Same thing when it comes down to steal. Get you that 73 steal, or at least a 75 steal rating, just to unlock, or be sure that you're unlocking all the animations. But being able to be 6'11" with Hall of Fame interceptor, and being able to play lanes but also challenge shots. So imagine being able to play lanes and challenge shots. That's what you're getting with your build. But also on top of that, now we're getting into the interior defense, and now you can block a shot. And as we all know, and as we figured out, that 88 block, if you guys haven't seen any of my recent test videos, right? 88 block with an 80 vertical, specifically an 80 vertical, and 77 or an 82 interior defense is what you will need in order to be able to get shot contests in the paint, or good block attempts in the paint, 80 vertical for jumping, etc. and so forth, but also being mobile. And this is where a lot of people get lost at. And I can speak on this because I have a lot of friends that play the game, and they're like, I do this one thing and I need strength because I set screens, and they get upset and they get mad at me. They get hella mad at me, actually, because it's like I'm trying to deter them or steer them from their play style. A lot of bigs whom I wouldn't say I'm trying to save, but I'm trying to help you become a better version of yourself and not rely heavily on your weak ass guard who's going to go 5 for 12 damn near every other game. Or shoot, your guard is cold, and then you say, okay, it's time for me to score. Instead of you just trying to set a screen and then that's not sticking, or whatever the case may be. This is why we have max +2s. This is why you specialize in your rebounding or your defense on your build. This is why, this reason right here, to be able to expand your offense. But also look at this, y'all, 92 board. So now I get rebound chaser on gold, and I get box out beast on gold, because you can max +2 box out beast and get it on legend. But most people don't think about that. They're thinking I need strength to be able to box out. For real, it's whoever makes it to the dead zone first. And it goes over their head. And I'm not one to go back and forth with anybody. If you think you need something, go ahead and go get it. Me, I know I made my build for cat breakers. Me personally, I know I made my build for cat breakers. I made my build to be able to post score, do floaters from the free throw line in case somebody blocks off my offense, be able to fade threes, and be able to fade mid ranges consistently, and be able to get my offense off, and being able to get Giannis cross and everything like that, but also making a 7 or a 6'11" build max wingspan that can get bronze lightning launch. Now imagine, now you got the option to have gold lightning launch. So now we got the defense on the build, but we also have the ability to get to the rim and quick, fast, and hurry as well, being as tall as we are. And then also a lot of people, you know, they're passers, so they go with the 87 pass. Like, I don't blame no man for going extra high on their pass accuracy. But guess what? Niggas is still gonna be in them lanes. So you could probably tone that down to a 76 and go crazy a little bit. And then, as we all know, there's people that just upgrade their three-pointer because they're going to be shooting threes. If you're playing 5v5 or you're playing in these other environments, you have a little bit of a free throw in case you are one of the ones that wound up getting fouled. And then there's people that are like, oh my God, the offensive rebounding is too low. That's why you specialize in rebounding. Specialize in rebounding so you can get your O board up if it's too low for you. Like, it's people that don't get that this is why you can specialize in these areas and use the cap breakers throughout the seasons that we get to make this stuff better over time instead of having it be at its best right now, because you're probably not getting the most value out of your player. Being able, you never know, have a 75 mid-range. You never know where you're going to be at. But the biggest thing on any build I've seen thus far is the contact dunks. The contact dunks, the contact dunks, the contact dunks. I'm seeing people that are now being able to grab rebounds, get driving dunks, push the lane, push the break. We're not really worried about a layup. We'll use our cap breakers on our layup. We're not worried about a post control. We'll use our cap breakers on our post control. This is why you build, your day one build, week one builds for cap breakers. Make these builds for cap breakers. And right now, be 6'11", be mobile bigs. I gave you guys 2 builds for free that people paid me for. Talking about 7'4" are overpowered. No, you're just on a build that can't even get gold challenger. Or if you are on a build that does get gold challenger, you're not tall enough to be able to use it to its fullest abilities. You got a meta guard lineup right now of 6'8" guards. Why wouldn't you make a 6'8" lock? Do it not click? Do it not make sense? And even still, go taller as a lockdown defender. Go 6'10" max wingspan and be able to be mobile and get higher perimeter defense and be able to still get challenger and all these other few badges as a lock, but also be able to still play your game. And you don't have to be an inside. Make your build with the cap breakers in mind. Make every build you got with the cap breakers in mind. And be able to be yourself authentically 100% throughout the game as you're playing the game, that is. And then before you make the build and commit to the build, look at where your build is going to be at. Look at what you're going to be getting. Look at what you may be missing out on. Is it that hard, chat? Is it that hard? You know for a fact, at least by the end of this year, you're going to have at least 15 cap breakers. Plan out for where those 15 cap breakers are going to go, bro. That's it and that's all. That's it and that's all. I don't think it's not hard to be able to be a player in this game and be a good, viable player within this game. It's a lot of y'all that just suck at the game. But anyways, I've said a lot. I've done a lot for y'all today in terms of making builds, showing y'all builds, showing y'all the new meta lockdown defender build and big man builds for that are going to be now roaming around in 3v3 and 5v5 and all these situations trying to stop a 7'4" build. And even still, I'm not going to lie, even with all the defense in the world, you still may not be able to get there to his shot. But being a 6'6", 6'5", 6'4", etc. and so forth, down the line of being a lockdown defender and being ass at that position because you can't contest somebody's shot, or if you contest it, it's barely anything. It's like, you know, you feel me, chat? Anyways, I'm gonna get up with y'all in a minute. Take care of yourself, love yourself. I'm out, bro. Peace. I hope this video helps. I really do.